The secretive closed-court trial of an Australian journalist and mother of two is beginning in Beijing, 19 months after Cheng Lei was detained and accused of providing state secrets to foreigners. Key points. In August 2020, Cheng Lei suddenly disappeared from work and couldn't be contacted by loved ones. In August 2020, Cheng Lei suddenly disappeared from work and couldn't be contacted by loved ones. Australian officials say there has been a lack of transparency in her case. Australian officials say there has been a lack of transparency in her case. Her family says her two children in Melbourne miss her immensely. Ms. Cheng, a former anchor for the Chinese government's English-language TV channel CGTN, is facing a one-day trial with a verdict and sentence expected at a later date. Today's hearing is her first court appearance since she was detained in 2020. Graham Fletcher, Australia's ambassador to China, attempted to get into the court building to support Ms. Cheng, but was turned away. "This is deeply concerning, unsatisfactory and regrettable," he said after being denied entry. Australia had wanted two officials to be allowed in the courtroom, in line with a consular agreement between the two nations. "We expect basic standards of justice, procedural fairness and humane treatment to be met, in accordance with international norms," Mr. Fletcher said. Ahead of the trial, her lawyer Wang Guangzi told the ABC he couldn't discuss any details of what Ms. Cheng is accused of doing or how she intends to plea. But he said she is in good health, mentally in good spirits, and has received books from prison authorities that friends have donated to her, including one for learning Spanish. Mr. Wang declined to discuss other details ahead of the trial, including whether she'd been allowed to have contact with her 12-year-old daughter and 10-year-old son, who are being cared for by family in Melbourne. Ms. Cheng's children are being cared for by family members in Australia. Her two children and elderly parents miss her immensely and sincerely hope to reunite with her as soon as possible, Ms. Cheng's niece Louisa Wen said in a statement on behalf of the family. The family also thanked the Department of Foreign Affairs and the Beijing Embassy for their ongoing support. Cheng Lei's future hangs in the balance. Regardless of the accusations against her, Ms. Cheng is expected to be found guilty because China has a conviction rate in criminal trials exceeding 99%. Of more importance is the sentence. Her alleged crime is providing intelligence or state secrets to foreign organizations or individuals. That usually carries a jail term of between 5 and 10 years, but there is no minimum sentence. If deemed a relatively minor offense, she could be released soon after the sentence is announced, factoring in the 19 months she has already been behind bars. The maximum sentence, however, for serious offenses is life in jail. Mystery shrouds case against Cheng Lei. The Chinese government's extreme secrecy around the case has fueled speculation on the reasons why the Ministry of State Security decided to target Ms. Cheng. In August 2020, Cheng Lei suddenly disappeared from television and couldn't be contacted by friends or relatives. She worked as one of the faces of Beijing's international news and propaganda channel CGTN at the time of her arrest, where she had held on-air roles as a business journalist since 2012. During those years, she regularly interviewed figures in China's business and finance circles, and also sometimes worked as an MC for events organized by the Australian Embassy and the Australian Chamber of Commerce. Ms. Cheng's friend, Hayes Fan, a Chinese national and journalist for US media outlet Bloomberg, has also been detained without trial in a national security investigation. Loading. Authorities have not revealed if the two cases are related. Several unusually detailed posts on Chinese social media public accounts appeared in the past year, accusing Ms. Cheng of betraying the country of her birth without providing details of any particular wrongdoing, relying instead on innuendo. Some analysts have speculated that her case is linked to the broader deterioration in diplomatic relations between Australia and China. Ahead of the trial, Australian Foreign Minister Marise Payne again called for more transparency. "We expect basic standards of justice, procedural fairness and humane treatment to be met, in accordance with international norms, she said in a statement. We have asked also that Australian officials be permitted to attend Ms. Cheng's hearing, in line with China's obligations under the Australia-China bilateral consular agreement. Last year in May, China's government violated that agreement by barring Australian diplomats from attending the trial of Australian Yang Hengjun, who is also accused of national security-related crimes. China's government routinely bars foreign diplomats in cases it says involve national security, regardless of bilateral treaties that are meant to ensure access.